Everybody. Well, over the weekend, I finally crossed the 1,000 subscriber threshold for YouTube, and also I've had for quite a while the 4,000 watch hours in the past 12 months. So I thought I'd share some of my thoughts on that experience. I hope you'll consider watching. Well, like I said, over the weekend, I was watching it. It went to 995 and 996 and 997, and the whole time I'd been telling myself it didn't matter. You know, I started this channel during the pandemic, mostly just to play. And that's still my favorite thing to do on this channel, is just late at night, get on one of those Now You Shred backing tracks or something, and just jam and post it up on YouTube, or maybe play some old songs on my box guitar. That's still my favorite thing, although I wouldn't say it's the most strategic in terms of trying to grow your channel or something, but that's how it started, and that's still my favorite thing to do. But, you know, I started this channel, well, the channel itself is like over 10 years old, and I had some old songs that I just put up there, and just a handful of subscribers from like well over 10 years ago, and it was just kind of dormant. Actually, it was just kind of dormant. But during the pandemic, I just started uploading little videos of me playing. You know, I don't know if you remember when the pandemic first started, we were all encouraged to get online to show our community spirit, because we were all sheltering in place. So you had, here's my oboe recital that I decided to do. I worked up my old sophomore oboe recital, and I'm going to perform it now for Facebook. I don't know if you remember that, and that was kind of great. But I kind of was doing some of that, just uploading things, and our hair got all shaggy, and we couldn't you know, go to the barber or the salon, and that's really what this all started as. And, you know, I would post some of the videos on YouTube and then post them on Facebook, and I don't even really remember. And then I started doing some chats. I did one on, is Jimi Hendrix overrated? I just sat there and talked. But anyway, you know, I started getting more and more subscribers, and the whole time I was kind of telling myself, well, I'm not really doing it for that. I was actually kind of embarrassed, you know. Once the pandemic kind of eased somewhat, I became more sheepish. You'll notice I don't use my real name, and I still don't intend to use my real name. I also don't promote my channel much with friends or family. Once in a while, I'll stick one of my videos on Facebook if I think it turned out extra good, but I don't really promote this channel with any of my personal life or work life or anything like that, and I don't intend to do so. So one thing I'm actually kind of proud of is that most of that 1,000 subscriber base are people that just I don't know personally, and they watch this channel, and I guess, you know, enjoyed the content. So that's good, and I don't know. I don't think I'm not in a hurry to really start promoting it with my name and, you know, all over town, and you know, trying to really. I'm just going to kind of keep doing like I'm doing, relatively anonymous. But I did get to 1,000 subscribers, and I told my wife, you know, shoot, if I can get to 1,000, I can get to 2,000. If I can get to 2,000, I can get to 3,000, and so on. So, because I remember it took me a long time. I watched YouTube. I see some of these videos, how to get 1,000 subscribers in 4 days, you know, and that's great. More power to them. You know, sometimes you see, you know, YouTube channels where there's some beautiful, you know, girl playing the guitar or something, and she's got 9 million subscribers or something, and I'm definitely not going to be able to compete in that arena. But I have enjoyed doing it, and like I said, it was started as kind of an outlet. But a couple of things I've learned is, let me just see here. A couple of the actual things I've learned, and what I don't know is still a huge amount, but I have learned some. I remember kind of a year or two ago watching videos kind of like this, get your first 1,000 subs and so on, and think, oh, okay. And they would all say these things, and it was kind of a mystery. But I when they talk about the algorithm and strategies and how to get people to watch your videos, I still don't know that. One thing I've decided is there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'll work pretty hard on a video, and with B-roll and all that kind of thing, and spend time on it, and nobody will watch it, and then I'll just toss something up there, and that will get more views. But a couple of things that I've learned. One is, especially when you don't have a lot of subscribers, I think YouTube search is the way to go. So I started out doing gear reviews, and nobody knew me from Adam, and they still, I'm sure, don't know me from Adam. But I did start doing gear reviews. So when people would search for an amp or a guitar or a pedal or something, I would do a gear review, and so people started watching that. And music's kind of neat in that way. If they're looking for a nice Fender Stratocaster that they want to go buy, chances are they're also a music fan, and like Eric Clapton and classic rock or country or whatever. But chances are they play the guitar and they like it. So it worked well in terms of doing some of the gear reviews, which also kind of, I think, had created a little bit of interest in some of the other things I was doing. But I definitely think those gear reviews were the things that got the most. Whenever I look at my most viewed videos, there are a few of my little chats and album reviews and things, but I think the overwhelming majority of them are gear reviews. I will say I don't think I'm set up that well for gear reviews. I'm not all that sure I have the technical knowledge to do a lot of gear reviews. I can't hook it up to a bunch of machines and see how the EQ changes if you add a little bit of mids or something like that. But one thing I've had with the gear reviews is I have played guitar a long time, and I kind of know what I like. But anyway, I've done a lot of gear reviews, and they come up in YouTube search. And even like I did some talks early on, like is Hendrix overrated? Now that's something that might come up in YouTube search. So that little chat actually got some views. And the other thing I learned is, don't be impatient, because when I first uploaded that "Is Hendrix Overrated?", I figured, well, people will probably watch this. Everybody wants to weigh in on that subject. That's is Hendrix overrated? And I mean, like, nobody watched it for weeks, and but after like a period of months, people started watching it. And I have other videos, that Levon Helm versus Robbie Robertson video I did. Nobody watched that at first. Now it's by far and away my most viewed video. But that was another one where for a long time, it didn't, how in YouTube you have that little 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. That was way down there. So I never have had any success, and I haven't really tried to pursue the viral video strategy where it just goes into the stratosphere right away. I have had some of my comments on news sensitive subjects. I'll do those sometimes, because I do think if it's something that's kind of trending in the news and you do a little video on it, you will get a pretty big boost. So I've done when some musicians I like die, or when something sort of worth mentioning, controversial even, maybe happens in the music community, I'll comment on it, and that does get some views. And I would say more. And some people would say, I notice sometimes when I'll do that, I can tell in the comments and things, they aren't, you get a broader array of perspectives and things. But anyway, that works. But to me, YouTube search was kind of I think what helped me get started. I'm still, not that I've reached any kind of big goal, but to help me get to 1,000, I think that wouldn't have happened without a lot of those gear reviews and other topics that seem sort of amenable to YouTube search. So you have all these like tube buddies, and people will tell you, to do these algorithm searches or whatever. But I just kind of would look around and find topics that seem like they would be of interest to people, and also try to kind of word them so when people would search from, they would pop up. I'll tell you, that search thing is weird, though, because sometimes I will search my videos verbatim on YouTube. I'm verbatim. I will literally type the title of my video down to the last semicolon in that YouTube search bar, and it still won't pop up. So I don't know. But I don't know. I hope the quality's gotten a little better. I watched some of my earlier videos. I don't know. I've gained some weight. That's kind of stinks, but I hope my videos overall are better than they used to be. I've learned a little bit. I'm not going to try to go down right now, at least, buying a bunch of fancy cameras. I do all these with cell phone. I do them a lot of times at night, and if they took a long time, I wouldn't be able to do them. And like I said, I'm not really interested in promoting my channel that heavily. I'm not doing it to, promote myself. Mostly I just enjoy playing. Sometimes I come home at night and I'm tired and, I chill out a little bit and I break out the old Fender Esquire, the old Highway 1, and put on a backing track or increasingly just play myself. At first I was a little shy about playing by myself because those big, nice backing tracks they're not only fun to play to and great, but they're also kind of a little bit of a security blanket, because you don't feel quite so alone. It's kind of like being in a band, only not really. But I think I've been able to do some more interesting kinds of music and things. The other thing I wanted to say is I think doing cover songs, that was the other thing I wanted to say is, I've been doing cover songs. At first, I was so nervous about playing anything, like 3 notes of, any kind of a song by someone else. And I now have quite a few copyright claims. I've never had a copyright strike. I have never used like a clip of an artist, but I have, and increasingly I've been playing songs. I've done a bunch of Gordon Lightfoot songs. And I don't think, and I'm not going to try to monetize those. But, they actually get pretty good views. And I've read different things, but it doesn't seem to me like YouTube is that worried about, if you want to play some Gordon Lightfoot songs on your acoustic guitar. I don't think it doesn't seem like they're that worried about it. Or maybe it's, some of the artists I play, because I do hear people say, oh, man, I played one Eagles song and I just got a copyright strike. By the time I was done with the first chorus, I heard my first copyright strike. And those are kind of scary stories. And it's a little hard to know, but I haven't had any issue with copyright claims other than the fact that I'm not anticipating trying to monetize those. But, I've been playing guitar a long time, and if I can't play the music I love, the songs I love, it's not worth playing, just to sit and do a bunch of scales all the time. You've got to play songs. So, I don't have that much else to say about it other than that I have enjoyed the channel. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. I didn't start the pandemic. I'm not the one who shut down our country. I'm not the one who just sat there and watched while people went out of business and while people went stir crazy and terrible domestic situations and forced everyone to wear, I'm not the one who did all that. But one of the few good things I can think of that came out of that pandemic was I sat at home, nothing to do, couldn't play anymore, wasn't even going to work for a long time, at least not, not physically going to work. So I sat there and I started uploading videos to YouTube. And you know what? That's the one good thing I can think of about that pandemic. And I've actually talked to other people that mentioned that pandemic that, it sort of made them realize how are you spending your time, And I actually think I get to talk about what I like. I don't have anyone trying to edit me. Or tell me what to say, how to say it. I have a bunch of so I actually like that aspect about it. In the future, I want to make some more funny videos. It'll always be kind of a music, guitars, and music channel, but I do. My wife says I'm funny, and I've always said, you got to go with your strengths. I've been married 37 years, and I don't know. Sometimes I'm not sure how I lucked out like that, but maybe one thing is you got to have a little humor in this world, and I've been told by once in a while that I've got a good sense of humor. I'm going to try to highlight that more. Got to go, guys out there. You got to go with what you've got, and if you, I'm going to try to do more location videos, although I've never been much for getting out there. And, now here we're in the factory, but I'm going to try to do some more. I make all these with the cell phone, so they're certainly not, I don't have a lot of gear, and I'm not planning on buying a lot of gear. I bought some, and a lot of times it ends up being more trouble than it seems like it's worth. The one thing I do think when I play acoustic guitar, I'm pretty sure the acoustic guitar doesn't sound that good through the cell phone. But when I play loud through that tube amp and the backing tracks are loud, I think it sounds pretty good. The cell phone seems to get, but I think when you get and my voice, I'm pretty sure is a little thinner. So I might look into some gear, but I don't want to spend a lot of money. I've just been doing these on an iPhone 11. I'd like to talk with more people. I did a couple videos. I did one with Alison Rouse, the woman who was the great conversation with Alison Rouse, by the way, and she was the one who was with John Entwistle when he passed away, and so not only her life and all her many stories about rock and roll, but also specifically her memories of John Entwistle and that sad night. But that was a great conversation, and I did one with my old college friend Mark Glubke on the best lyrics. I told him we've got to do one on the worst lyrics now. And I'm going to try to do more folk music. I consider myself a pretty serious folk musician in the history of people through music. You can learn a lot of history through music, and I did that White House Blues. I'm going to do more like that, which is a song about the death of William McKinley. But I don't have that much to say about it. YouTube search seemed to be a good thing, especially early on. Rick Beato, he's got such a fine channel and has done so well, but he's got so many subscribers. That guy can make a video on his Aunt Polly giving him piano lessons when he was 8 or something, and they're some of his most wonderful videos, but nobody's going to watch that if you've got 3 subscribers, except maybe Aunt Polly's Your Cousins by Aunt Polly. So once you get more subscribers, you can kind of, now that I have somewhat more subscribers, I feel like, no one would have watched that before, but there might be some of these people out there that would enjoy this. So having a little, some more subscribers cushions you a little bit. Maybe at some point, you feel like I'm just making these for my subscribers. Because when you make YouTube search type videos that people are going to search, though those aren't going to be your subscribers. And of course, if you have 0 subscribers, as I did, and making videos for your beloved subscribing community is not exactly a great option. I saw a funny video. It was kind of funny, but it was kind of like one of these videos, like how to grow your channel. But they were talking. There was some younger guy. And he's had a great channel, and he just did reviews. I don't even remember who he was, but he like anything. Like, I'm gonna review this mug. He'd have the brand. He'd have the little link to it. I'm gonna review here's some good little Christmas chocolate beans. I'm going to review these headphones I've had since I was a senior in high school. I'm going to review my golf clubs. And you know what? Every one of those would do well. And ultimately, he kind of built up built up an audience of people that they might not have cared about his coffee mug or his golf clubs, but they sort of got to like him, and he built up quite a channel. But I saw there was actually someone else talking about this guy's channel, and he was reviewing everything. He'd be like, I'm going to review my baseball mitt from the 5th grade, Rawlings, this was a good baseball mitt, and Rawlings, and he kind of have a little bit of information, about Rawlings or something, but mostly he was just, so look around your house. Do you have something to review? I mean, review it. I found it. Sometimes that works better than over strategizing, I've had this, guitar chord, for 9 years, and it's never shorted out on me, I don't know, just, think of something to say. People who watch reviews, And that is good. I don't really like doing reviews that much. I'm not all that sure I do them. Whenever I do pedal reviews, I don't really have a good way to like take a picture of the pedal while I'm messing with the knobs. Some people get mad about my reviews because I don't ever want to mislead people, but you know, it is what it is. But YouTube search, I guess, would be my recommendation. And then when you start to get a lot more people that watch your channel, you can be like Rick Beato and talk about friends you've had over the years, life's lessons, you know, your great aunt that taught you piano when you were 8 years old or something. And those are wonderful things, but no one's going to watch it if you don't have anyone subscribing to your channel. This channel to me is something personal I just do for myself. I have zero intention of, I don't think I'll ever use my name. At least I don't have any intention of doing so now. And I don't really promote it with my friends or family. So I'm actually kind of proud that the 1,000 people that have subscribed, they're not like all people I work with, all my friends in town. They're people that came across my channel and liked it for the most part. And that really means a lot to me. And I hear so many other people say it, and I really mean it. I really have valued the online community that this little channel has kind of created. And, you know, I don't want to get corny, but you see so many other people say it really is kind of a neat thing. And, you know, this sometimes cold, clinical, cruel world of technology, it does have some good things. And I think that, you know, the communities we can create are definitely one of the good things. And so those are my somewhat random thoughts on having 1,000 subscribers. Thanks. God bless.